Hi stamping friends, this is Tar Heel Stamper here. I want to show you a few more things that you can make with the Build-A-Blossom stamp set and the Blossom Petals Punch. I want to show you how to make this flower. There's different ways to put them together. This is just the way that I chose to put this one together, and maybe it would help you. Okay, I want to show you how I made a template. I punched it out of Regal Rose, doesn't matter. I wanted to make sure that I knew which way to put my stamps, assemble them on an acrylic block. I purchased the Clear Mount Build-A-Blossom set, and I'm glad I did because I could put them all here together on this block and punch and stamp at one time, and then I could punch them all at once. So this was pretty neat. This is not my original idea. Okay, now I've got one of them, one of that set, the solid petals and leaves. I've got those stamped on Baja Breeze in Baja Breeze ink. I've also went ahead and stamped on my image sheet so I could use my Stamp-A-Majig to line them up. And you see, this is how I did that too. I did the same exact thing I showed you a while ago. So I'm going to lay one down. I'm going to use the mono adhesive. This is a little bit easier than a big gun. Just make sure you get it all around. Now what I did, I kind of went in a little ways like that. And then you can add a little bit more just to make sure it gets on there. And I did mine a little bit differently. I'm going to do like three petals on this one circle. Y'all bear with me. I'm not perfect, I can tell you. So it looks something like that. And then I will take the next circle and cover it, put it on top, lining it up as best as you can. Smash them together. Smash them, or mash them, as some people in the South say. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did with that first layer, but I'm going to put the petals on top of this. And try to keep them about the same distance as you did before. In towards the circle, I mean. Okay. And then we have one more. You kind of want them even all the way around. Alright, now I'm going to turn this circle upside down and put the tape on this one. This will be our top. Just make sure your circle underneath, you're lining it up. The top of the dress, I used the round tab punch, and I stamped the heart, the butterfly, and one of the flowers from the Itty Bitty Bits stamp set, and chocolate chip, celery, certainly celery, and Regal Rose. And I also punched a small 3/4 inch circle. It doesn't matter what color cardstock. I used a contrasting color so I could see it. I placed it down, traced it with a pencil lightly, and then I cut it out with the same punch. I just turned, just lined it up where those lines were and punched it out. So there's your neckline. Beforehand, I brayered Regal Rose ink on our cardstock vellum. I used cardstock because that's stiffer, and for this particular card I thought it would work better, and I'm glad I did because it doesn't wrinkle as easy, and it gives the form a little stiffness. Next, you're going to take your little tab punch, dress front, and flip it over. And the way I did was, I started, on the side. You can see I messed that up. I flip mine over all the time and use it. So nobody's going to see the back side anyway, so y'all are. Just put you some sticky adhesive or mono adhesive, something like that. And I started with the outside, and just make sure you're lining it up. You can peel it back up if you need to. I believe I did more like this. I put the middle one on. And the reason I did that was so I could line those other two up. Next, what I did, and you could do this at the start, but no, you couldn't do this at the start, honestly, because you want to figure out where these go. And there's enough tape in there to hold them down. At least there was for mine. You can always go back and add a little bit of glue on the tip of these if you'd like to make sure they lay down. But that's basically. Now here's another idea that you can use the Blossom Petals punch for, and also use the Build a Blossom stamp set for. I got the idea for the fishbowl off of Lisa Freeman's site. I think that's stampingwithlisa.com. And she also had, she said it was one of her talented customers, Rebecca Weil, not sure, W-E-I-L, had made the card with the fishbowl and the little, she had 2 fish in there. And the way I made this was I punched out the leaf shape, and I sponged So Saffron and then more mustard around the edges, added a eye and the mouth with a black permanent marker, or Stampin' Journaler markers. And then I took and stamped 1, 2, 3, 4 of these in So Saffron, trimmed them out. I put one on the bottom, one on the top, and 2 on the back, so he has kind of a fluffy tail. I'm going to show you 2 more ideas. Butterfly, and use the small petal punch. Blossom, I guess, petal, because there is one looks like a leaf, like this really small leaf here, which I just added some little punch circles, and I decorated this by stamping before I punched. This is 2 large blossom punches. This idea came from Jackie Topa's blog. It opens up. You see one of our pearls, basic pearls. I scored so that the raised lines are on the outside, sponged it, and sponged a little bit in the inside. And I thought that was just a cute idea that she had. I hope you learned some things from this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.